Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into my review of Piece by Piece. And we're not going to treat it the same way, I think, as other spoiler reviews, because there's not much to spoil. It's a biopic, so what is there to really talk about? I guess we'll just go and talk about, we'll still do chapters in different parts. We'll talk about, about the idea of the film, then the film itself, and then Lego talk. How did they do with the one set that they chose to pick? Is it even in the movie? Spoilers, it's not. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's talk about the idea of this film. So, I got to go to the Toronto International Film Festival premiere for the film. I think it was the second place they had debuted it. And this was, at the time of recording this, literally a month ago. And I was not looking forward to it, if I'm being honest. I think I've said this before, and I tweeted it and talked about it a couple places, maybe on streams and different things, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get how it's been 5 years since Lego gave the film rights over to Universal, and they have been sitting there doing absolutely nothing with this. Nothing since the Lego Movie 2, with Warner Brothers losing the rights. So here we are now, 5 years later, and they chose to do it on Pharrell Williams. A whole movie about him. And I didn't understand it. I truly just was like, why him? I'm not understanding. This is your first Lego movie in 5 years. This is what you're wanting to do? I really didn't get it. And then I watched the film, and I completely understood. And I was shocked. I was truly shocked by how much of an impact he has had on the music industry, which we'll talk more about in, I guess, talking about the film itself. But the idea of this film came from them sitting down and filming a biopic for Pharrell Williams, and then he decided and shot the idea out there of, what if it was like a Lego movie? So all of the interviews and different things that you're going to see in the movie, I think for the most part, they are all actual recreations of the interviews that happened. So you'll hear some characters talk about oh, sorry, the gardener, they're making a loud noise outside mowing the lawn or whatever, I'll get them to stop. Or even just like when Snoop Dogg sits down and is like, okay, what do you want me to say? And I talked to Pharrell earlier and I asked him, what do you want me to lie about? All of these different lines, it feels like an actual biopic documentary, and that's because it is. There's some emotional parts in there, and in my first viewing, before the director had come out and talked about it afterwards with Pharrell, I was sort of sitting there okay, that was a really great performance by Pharrell in terms of voice acting, but it wasn't. There was some emotional bits there. That wasn't him putting on a performance. That was just him giving an interview. And I thought that was really something that is being missed by so many people for reviews that I've already seen. And that was the sense that I was getting from even after my second viewing in Denmark when I got to see it. So I just think that's something really interesting to keep in mind when you go into this movie, is that it is recreations of footage that they filmed for a real documentary. And I want to talk about the Lego aspect of it all. Wow, really visually beautiful. I think that Lego as a medium for a biopic is definitely interesting, but in terms of representing music and color, it really worked well. There's some visually just beautiful moments in this movie. I think if you are a Lego fan, you are going to love it. Truly, I really thought that some of the representations of music was just amazing. It blew me away. And if you love Lego, there's a lot of Easter eggs and different things that I'm going to be doing a separate video talking about, because it's really surprising to me how much stuff they put in here and reference. And I don't want to go all into that here, but Batman is in the film. There is a bat suit in the movie, and they reference a ton of other things. So McDonald's was not something that I ever thought I would be seeing, let alone featured so many darn times talking about nuggets, and oh my goodness, that was awesome. Really surprising. There were so many other brands, actual clothing brands that I never thought I'd see with Lego. And of course, all of the artists and different things featured inside of here too were so surprising. First of all, obviously, the one that I think everyone is talking about, and it's Snoop Dogg. I thought he was just hilarious, just with the interviews, but even just the PG spray. Oh my goodness, was I in tears. Like, that's just so clever. It's so funny to me. I just never expected them to go that far and to have them like actually getting high. That was really crazy. But when it comes to the Lego aspect of things, I did not like the character designs for some people. Snoop Dogg, I did not like that he was standing on those bricks. I don't know why they just didn't use the avatar arms and legs. Like, it just didn't look good to me. But then also, everyone else, like, there's so many character designs in this film that, like, Lego just doesn't do. The biggest prevalent thing to me was all of the male characters with the lips. That's not something Lego does. It just looks really weird to me, and I just wish that, and some of the face designs for just a bunch of people and different things, I wish it was more in line with Lego. Some of the hair pieces, I know that they've said like, oh, we had to run all of these pieces and designs by Lego to make it feel like it's an actual Lego set. I'm sorry, but some of these hair pieces, like, it's just never ever going to happen. They're way too thin. I also don't understand the bald cap piece that they've sort of made for Pharrell with all of the dots on it for him being bald. It didn't make sense to me. And we'll talk more about that piece with the actual Lego set. But what else? I thought that, again, the story had a lot of heart. I really was not expecting that. I was not expecting the different emotions that you had with this, especially with just him getting really depressed after the death of his grandmother, and just him being so enveloped in his work and being dragged down. Like, visually, I think that how they represented that was amazing. Just with obviously those three goons, I want to call them, and then even just the flooding in the studio and different things. Like, I really just, it was just amazing. Like, I can't praise how they represented that enough. I really appreciated that. And again, I want to talk about the Lego set. We'll come back to like the spaceship and different things, and I thought that was really powerful. And even just Happy, I thought was just how he came about finding that song was really cool, and just the impact that had on the world. And also something I never ever in a million years thought that they would talk about in a Lego movie was Black Lives Matter. That was really crazy to see that, to see Martin Luther King in Lego form. It was just not something that I ever expected, and I'm really impressed that Lego did that. Some other things that Lego just doesn't do is churches, and church and religion play a huge part of this movie. And I really just wish that Lego would lean into that and make a Christmas cathedral or a church or something like that for the Winter Village would be amazing, or even a modular. Just I think that would just interest so many people. And you know what? Equality. Do a mosque, do different temples. I don't care. I really wish that Lego would just get over this religion thing that they have and the impact that has on like Star Wars and different things. It would be really, really cool if they just continued and leaned into it more, especially with the 18 plus branding. You just did Notre Dame. I could go on and on about this, but anyways, in terms of music, yeah, I really was surprised by how much of a hand that he had in like getting Snoop Dogg's first hit. Like, that was really crazy. And just how many little songs and different things in the background and music videos, and how much he was being, spread across. Like, that whole scene of him in the recording studio and the room was like rotating and moving. I thought that was really cool. Again, just all of the cameos and everything in here. I'm not a big music person at all, but it was really cool that they were able to get all these people to be interviewed for, I guess, the original biopic, but then also for them to agree, hey, you know what, we're going to turn you into a Lego figure. Are you okay with that? Anyways, Lego talk. I really don't understand this set, and I think that it is a good model for what it is. I think visually I like the idea of this cool looking ship with the gold and everything there for the cockpit, and then also all of the colored bricks and everything for the exhaust that it's coming out of and everything. I don't personally own it yet. I do at some point want to get it just because it is a Lego movie set and everything, but I have no doubt it's unfortunately going to go on sale because I don't know who this set's for, other than Pharrell, is what I've sort of gathered over the last few weeks, is that this was very clearly a set made for Pharrell and not really anybody else, it seems. The heads and different things, I think that's awesome. That's one of my favorite bits of information to come out from this whole experience of watching the film twice, was that Pharrell talked about 5 years ago, he said to Lego, your diversity and inclusion and all of the different skin colors that you've got right now, it's not good. It's not good enough. And that started the ball rolling. I really thought, and I know a lot of other people thought, that with the rebranding of Friends after the 10-year anniversary, that they were the reason that we were getting all these new skin colors and different things. It's not. It was Pharrell 5 years ago talking about this. I think that's really cool. If out of anything else with this film, the set flops, box office, I don't know, whatever, that Pharrell is the reason we have all these new skin colors to more accurately represent different people. I love that. That is awesome. And for that aspect of the set, I really appreciate it. But yeah, this, they could have made the ship in the film the Lego set, because this Lego set has been done for a very long time. So I really just wish that it could have been that. Even the outfits, I don't understand. The outfits in the set are not even the outfits from the film. And I think that it just should have been him from the poster or some outfit that he wears in it. And I also wish that they could have had his headpiece that you see so many times throughout the movie. I really wish that would have been included here. And I'm just sort of surprised that it's just not that. And also, you're not going to market this like a Lego movie or like a Batman or Ninjago or Lego movie 2. I'm not expecting waves of sets here at all for the next 2 years or 3 years. I'm not expecting a minifigure series, although I know that would have made a lot of people happy to get all these different artists and different things. But I think that this is definitely not going to go over well, I think, with people, this set, because it doesn't exist in the movie. And there's nothing out there. There's nothing affordable. There's nothing. There was a lot of opportunities for there to be different things here. I don't know. Have maybe some vignettes of his different music videos, like Happy. I think people would have gone nuts for a small little yellow build with him with the big fedora. I think people would have absolutely loved that for sure. Throw in some minions. I don't care. It would have been so cool. But also, I talked to people and they were like, oh, where are you going? What are you seeing at TIFF? And I'm like, I'm seeing a new Lego movie. They go, there's a new Lego movie? And I had to temper their expectations. It's a biopic. Oh, yeah, it's about Pharrell Williams. And then I have to explain who he is and all the work that he's done and different things. So in that regard, I am sad that this is our first Lego movie in 5 years. It's a great movie. It really is. But in terms of it being a Lego movie, I'm still missing it. I'm missing the hype, that era of the anticipation of a new Lego movie releasing. I never felt that with this movie. I didn't. And I think that a large part of that has to do with there's no sets. There isn't. Again, I don't want sets. That's not what I'm saying. It's just a completely different experience. And I'm very curious to see what Universal is going to do going forward, and Lego, if they are going to, now that they've got all these assets and different things ready and finished from this film, are they going to use it in other things? I really hope so. I miss Lego movies so much. Anyways, everyone, be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on that other piece-by-piece video going over all the different things that you missed in the movie, because I have a huge list of stuff. It's really crazy. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.